Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Drawing with Kage. I'm sorry I have disappeared for some time, but I am back today for a quick live stream. We are going to continue following the book Drawing for the Absolute Beginner by Mark and Mary Willenbrink. I believe that's their name, Willenbrink. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing their names wrong. Today we're going to draw an airplane, a World War I style biplane. Oops, let me get the reference, just a second. Okay. Okay, everything is ready. Let me just adjust the brightness of my tablet. Okay, here we go. As always, feel free to ask any questions. I will endeavor to answer them as quickly as possible. So this is an interesting drawing because it uses a lot of perspective, and nothing I have done in these streams until today uses perspective. Well, yes, I think that's right. Nothing uses perspective, at least not linear perspective. I'm gonna try to draw this and let's see how things go. I'm going to use a ruler because I am not very good at drawing long straight lines. Here's my ruler. And I'm going to use the bottom half of my paper here. As always, I'm going to start with an HB pencil. That's a hard and very light pencil. And let's begin. Let's see how I fit this drawing here. I think I'm going to start here. So we start by drawing the most basic forms of the drawing, and in this case here it's a bunch of boxes. So let's start drawing a box. So we have one of the edges of the box, and we continue to add edges. The side of this box looks more or less like a square, so let's try to draw this like this. Yes, I think that's more or less like. No, I think it's wrong. It's a little bit less. It's like this. Yes. One thing to notice here is how we are already using perspective. If you extend these two lines here, they're going to meet at one of the vanishing points of this drawing. I'm not going to draw the vanishing points because it's a very simple drawing, so I think that's not necessary. But in more complicated drawings, that's a very good idea. So we just make one of the edge here, and I'm going to kind of eyeball how much this thing should go, so more or less like here. So now we have two lines, so we would have a vanishing point outside of the paper. And when you draw the third line, you need to keep in mind more or less where that vanishing point is going to be. So I think it's going to be... yes, I think more or less like this is okay. Let's go. And I draw a parallel line. That's wrong. Let's redo it. You can always redo your mistakes. Maybe with the ruler like this, we're going to have a better luck. Yes. Yeah, I think that's better. So we just continue to draw the box. Okay, so this line here is going to meet with this line here at the vanishing point. So let's see more or less where the vanishing point is going to be. I think it's something like this. Yes. Yeah. And now that we have those lines here, we can draw the rest of the box. I think that's kind of wrong, but well, let's go with this. So we have to draw like this, and now we have to do that. The bottom edge, kind of like this. Yeah, more or less. If you want a really precise drawing, I really recommend that you draw all the vanishing points. So let's like this. And our box was a little bit wrong. Let's try to fix this here. And draw it like this. Okay, that's better. It's not completely alright, but I'm kind of eyeballing everything. As you can see, I am not a master of drawing. I think that's okay. So this is going to serve as our reference to drawing both of the wings of this biplane. So now we are going to draw the reference for the fuselage. When you have a box in perspective and you want to find the middle of your box, all you need to do is get one edge like this and join with the opposite edge. So you do this like this, and again with the other two edges, and where those two lines met is where you have the middle of your box in perspective. So here is the middle of our box. We can just draw it like this. And now we can draw a plane that will serve as a reference for our drawing of the fuselage. So I'm going to eyeball more or less where the vanishing point is on this drawing. Like this, like this. So it's in the between this and this edge. So it's going to be its angle. It's going to be something between this and this. So like this, like this. A bit like this. Yeah, that's okay. Let's draw it here. It seems wrong. I think I should have drawn the vanishing points of this thing. And it's more like this. Yeah, kind of wrong yet still. Yeah. Well. You should not get discouraged by these kinds of things. It happens. You also never think that I am professional. As you can see, my English is not very good too, so that's another problem. So we have bad drawing, bad drawings, bad camera, bad microphone, and bad English. And I fear, why does this not become a see, bad English. How am I not famous yet? I ask myself that. Okay, so here I found a mistake. This edge here should meet with this edge here. So we draw something like this. Okay. And we erase this line. And now I think I should be using a mechanical pencil. Using a regular pencil for this kind of thing is not very good. But here we go. So draw like this. Yes, the perspective is all wrong. It's really forced. So the tail of the airplane will end more or less like here. Okay, so now let's try to draw our landing gear. No, let's try to draw our fuselage. Fuselage looks very much like a cylinder, and when you want to draw a cylinder or a sphere or something round in perspective, what you do is you first draw the box, so something like this, and then you draw the cylinder inside the box. Oh, I'm going to kind of eyeball it here, how a square would look like. So like this, like this. Okay, so I have a box here, and now I just have to extend the box into the vanishing point. So let's go like this, and like this, and now we should extend this thing here, more or less like here. Yeah, it's all wrong, but it's all right. Oh yes, I have another line here. Okay, so we just draw the box here. And like here. It's not a square. I wanted a square box, but well. Let's go with what we have here. So it goes like this. Okay, so now I have, this is the top of the box. I realize this is quite confusing, but when you do it yourself, it will still be quite confusing, but if you take a moment to think about what you're doing, you are able to pull it off. And here we have here. Okay, so this will serve as a reference for our fuselage, and now we need to draw our reference for our landing gear. Landing gear should be more or less here. So let's just extend this a little bit here. It's a small box, below the aircraft. So let's do it like this, like this. And we should go more or less like this. We should go kind of like this. And our little box should start here. It should start here, so let's draw at least like this and like this. So this is our landing gearbox. Okay, so that's our reference lines, and they are quite confusing. I should have used less force and draw lighter lines, but that's okay. Now with the 2B pencil. No comments yet. That's just unfair. Okay, so let's start with the wings are basically the upper and the bottom face of the box. Let's draw our fuselage first. The fuselage is more or less of a cylinder, so you kind of eyeball it using your box as a reference. Unfortunately, my box should have a square front face, but it doesn't have because I am incompetent. But you got the idea. So we draw the first face of the cylinder here, and we do the same thing with the bottom, with the other face. So let's find the middle of this box here, and let's do the same thing here. So let's draw it like this. And this is the center. Okay. So we have our references. You just join the most external parts of the cylinder here, and you have the base of your fuselage. Yes, that's it. So the fuselage, it's a little bit rounder here at the front where the engine is. So we're just going to draw something like this, and something like this. And of course it should join the two centers, so my drawing is wrong again. So like this. And it extends here. Okay. So now we have the front of the aircraft. Let's continue to draw the rest of the fuselage here. And I'm just going to eyeball everything. So it goes kind of like this, like a cylinder, but it starts to taper. So it should begin like doing like this. And it should more or less like end in an edge. So let's go like this. And do the same thing here. The bottom edge should end up like this. So let's draw the tail. The tail is quite simple, it's basically a plane. So you just draw like this, using the first plane we draw as reference. So you go like this and connects with the fuselage. Okay, and the other tail, very simple also. You just draw a plane kind of like this. It's something I like to do. It's you draw the intersection first. So when you draw the intersection, you are able to use that intersection as a reference to draw the rest of the rest of the surface. So let's use this line here. I think it's kind of like this, but it's tapered, so it goes more like this. Okay, we have so much lines that I am getting confused now too. Okay, I think that's alright. So we drew our fuselage. Now let's draw our landing gear. Landing gear, very simple too. It's basically a cylinder, so you connect the two diagonals, draw a circle in perspective, do the same thing on the other side, and there you have it, your landing gear. I'm going to add a little bit more detail later. So our landing gear here. And now the wings. The wings are very simple, very simple. You just add a little thickness to the faces of your box, the upper face and the bottom face, and you just reinforce your first drawing. So the wings goes like this, from here to here, and from here to here. You add a little thickness here, and you do the same thing here. Let's draw the wing here. And draw the other wing here, So this wing is below the aircraft, so take care not to draw the lines that the fuselage are obscuring. And now that I see it, my landing gear is basically all obscured, which means I made a mistake, but it's going to stay like this. Okay, it's too behind the aircraft. Okay, so now we have the basic fuselage, the basic landing gear, the basic wing. Let's draw the propeller too. The propeller is very simple. You just get the middle here that we are using as a reference, and then you draw a circle. So I'm going to extend this reference box a little bit here. Like this, so like this. Find the center, and you draw a circle. But that circle should be a little bit bigger, I think. Okay, this is a complete mess. So let's try to erase some things here. So let's start by erasing these lines that we are definitely not going to need anymore. These lines, these lines here. Where's my brush? Here it is. Okay. So let's erase these lines, and these lines. Yes, I definitely should have used a mechanical pencil to this, for doing this, but it's okay. Let's erase these lines, and these lines, and this line. Okay. Let's be very careful and erase these lines too. Okay. And this one. Okay, let's erase this and this and this. These ones are going to go away too. This one, this, and these ones. Lots of lines to be erased. Lots and lots of lines. And what I'm going to erase here. Let's pretend. Let's say that this plane is on the ground, so the propeller is not rotating. That would be complicated to draw and probably above my level of skill. So let's erase here and here. Okay, that's enough. Does it look like an airplane now? I think it kind of does. So now I'm still going to use my 2B pencil, and I'm going to refine my lines. So here we have her wing. It goes like this. This is going to go away too. The leading edge of the upper wing. The fuselage here. Let's go like this. Like this. And let's erase all these lines, these lines, and these lines. Let's add here our intersection and our tail. It kind of goes like this. Kind of like this. Okay, so that's our upper wing, our fuselage here. rest of the fuselage. Let's draw the bottom wing. Bottom wing. The wing at the bottom. I don't know if that's the technical term for the wing at the bottom of a biplane, but that's how I am going to call it. And you're probably not listening to me because I forgot that I have to speak a little bit louder for the microphone. As you can see, it's just pure quality here at Kage Enterprises. And they go like this. And like this. Okay. So our landing gear is completely obscured. That's not good. Let's try to just eyeball where it should be. I kind of think it should be here. And it should be more or less like here. Yep. Let's raise here. And that's a wheel. So let's add a little thickness. To our wheel. Same thing on the other side. Here. And they are connected by a shaft. Let's just draw this like this. Okay. How are the wheels connected to the aircraft? Nobody knows. Okay, how am I going to fix the mess that is complete mess that is this front surface here? Let's erase here. As you can see, our aircraft doesn't have a pilot too. It's a very advanced First World War aircraft. It's an UAV. No pilot needed. Who needs pilots? I'm just going to erase this mess and eyeball it. But since we already have quite good reference here with the wings, I think it should be okay. So it goes kind of like this. It's a complete mess. It's kind of okay, I think. So like this. And our propeller. I'm just going to do a very simplified propeller. Let's just erase here and erase here. Oh, it kind of looks like an aircraft. Let's add some struts. The struts are very simple to draw. You just put them like this, and a little thickness. And you then follow the line here and put another one like this. Add a little thickness too. And you just draw another one here. Again, follow the line. Draw them like this. Yeah, my perspective is kind of wonky. Wonky? Is that the word? I don't know. Okay. And now we do the same thing on the other side, trying to more or less keep the aircraft symmetrical. It's a little bit hard to do when you're just eyeballing everything, but you know, let's try to do this. Yeah, and should be kind of here. Yes. Just draw it here. And here it is, the outline of our complete mass of an aircraft. I'm not happy with this. I'm going to withdraw this. Yeah, it should go more like this. Okay, that's a complete mess, but that's a beginning. I'm going to just erase all the smudges that I made. And I think that's it for today. Thank you very much if you have joined me on the future. I don't know how. I think we have 0 people watching now, right? Yes, I think 0. But who knows, maybe in the future someone is going to watch this. And that would be fun. Next day, if everything goes well, next day is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to start shading this aircraft. And maybe make it look a little bit better. But hey, from the complete mass of lines that was in the beginning, it now kind of looks like an aircraft. Not a very realistic aircraft, not a very good perspective, but it kind of works. If you squint a little bit, you kind of are able to believe that this is an aircraft. Let's just raise here. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you very much if you're watching this on the future or now and I'm not seeing you. This was Drawing with Kage. Thank you very much for all your time and attention. Bye.